Hi everyone, welcome to our show today. We're going to have an exciting time, and I don't know what my wife has in plan for us today.
Today we're going to play a game.
Mm.
Not a kind of a game, but not a game.
Okay.
We're going to. I have some questions here.
Mhm.
So you're going to pick a paper. Then utasoma the question on the paper.
Okay.
Then you'll jibu the question honestly. Na hakuna kuchoma. Sawa.
Okay.
Who's starting? Piki ponki. Nani anaanza? Me or you?
Let me pick the first question.
So the question utasoma, mi ndo nitajibu. The question I'll pick, wewe ndo utajibu.
And by the way, I have no idea about the questions that she prepared. So this is not scripted or planned. So it will be a surprise for me. Okay. So the first question here that she will answer. What one thing do you admire about your spouse?
One thing I admire about my spouse, I will say it's the love of God, the desire to work hard to make it in life.
Kujituma yani mazee.
Kujituma.
Kujituma mbaya sana eh?
Yeah. I think that's it.
Wow.
Your question. Who said I love you first?
I am the one who said that first. My memory serves me well. I am the one who said that I love you first. Yes.
Good. Your turn.
I hope mimi ndo nitapick zile maswali ngumu. What's your spouse idea of a perfect weekend?
Hii ni moto. Idea of a perfect weekend, kukaa kwa nyumba.
So kukaa kwa nyumba would be a perfect weekend for you?
For you.
Oh, for me? Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a question about me.
Yeah.
Okay. Kukaa kwa nyumba. So
the
for
whole
me,
weekend, sleeping.
Mimi napenda kulala weekend.
I will say kukaa kwa nyumba the whole weekend, or maybe watching TV. Am I wrong?
Yeah, true. I like going out, but I love spending weekends indoors because sometimes the week can be very busy.
Yeah.
I'm going to work. So I just love, chilling out with my family and just having time to breathe. Yeah.
So I'm good. Right.
So somehow.
What's your perfect weekend? Well, how will you describe your perfect weekend?
My perfect weekend, fortunately or unfortunately, is usually coupled with a lot of church activities. So for me, a perfect weekend would be maybe out on a crusade or something like that.
Okay. What's your spouse's favorite meal?
My spouse's favorite meal? Chapati and chicken. Chapo na kuku. Hapo najua hapo uko sawa. Chapati and chicken. Yeah. My wife loves frying things. Fry. This fry stuff. So chicken fry and chapati, I know. That's her thing. Ama nimedanganya hapo.
Ukweli.
Next question. Which is the most valuable advice you got from family and friends before marriage?
The best advice from family and friends, not to have expectations. I think that was the best advice I got. So once you get into marriage with expectations, you will get disappointed.
But I would ask, is there somebody who gets into marriage without any expectations?
Okay. Not without expectations, but lower your expectations. Maybe I will put it that way. Usikuwa na expectations mingi. Huwezi kosa expectations, of course, but don't have wild expectations.
Yeah, so to have realistic
expectations. Yes.
Yeah, because you are dealing with a human being, and sometimes we may not be able to meet all the expectations of each other.
Yeah.
So we have to
accommodate one another. People wakishaoana, people get used to each other. So ukienda na expectations zile za dating, ukiingia nazo into marriage, utakuwa very disappointed juu. When you get into marriage, people get comfortable, watu wanazoeana. So the expectations zinakuwa, most of them won't be met.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what did you have some expectations when?
No, I won't say my
I
won't say my expectations. Of course I did, but I won't mention them.
Okay. I also had
Mbona unataka ni
expectations.
mention?
Hata mimi nilikuwa na expectations.
Like what?
About how marriage life is going to be. But
A bed of roses.
Yeah, wanasemanga bed of roses has thorns. So it's true. There are some roses, some thorns, you know.
Yeah, but not roses all the time.
Yeah, you know, marriage is just real life. I think when people are dating, they think they are going to live in the moon.
Yeah.
But you realize that just the way your dad and mom used to live, the challenges they used to face are the same challenges you're going to face.
Yeah.
Bills, kids, you know, responsibilities. That's all about life.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That was a good question.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
If you could describe your marriage in one word, which one would it be?
Wow. If I could describe marriage marriage in one word, what word that would be? I would say challenging. I would say challenging. Now, when I say challenging, doesn't mean negative. You know, there are challenges that I've experienced in marriage life that have caused me to become better than I was.
Yes.
Yeah, there are challenges which have been, of course, hard times that you have to endure. And all in all, these things, I think they make us better people. Yes. So I would say challenging, but both in the positive and in the negative light.
Percentage of positive and negative. Which side are you leaning on?
Definitely
the negative or the positive?
I'm definitely an optimistic. So I would say I'm leaning more on the positive side. I would not say that it's been more negative than positive. Yeah, I'm leaning more on the positive side. Okay. And even whenever any challenge comes, I always try to use it to push me more to the positive side.
Okay.
Yes. Swali hapa, what was your first impression of me?
My first impression, a very tough guy.
Very tough.
Straightforward, mkali, in quotes. No nonsense.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, that was my first impression of you.
Na ni wapi uko uliniona ukaona this is like a no nonsense guy?
I think
the way I used to talk or what made you have that impression? The way ulikuwa
unajikari out. Nilikuwa naona unakaa someone very, very tough.
Okay.
A very tough guy. And hata sahi, if someone does not know you that well, ataona you are very tough. You look like a very tough guy. And you're actually tough.
Okay. Now, I don't know what the viewers think from my...
no, I know you better. From my perspective. Yeah. Alafu, you know, at that point, nilikuwa nakujua, you were teaching me, ulikuwa unanifundisha, ilikuwa Sunday school or pre-youth or something.
Yeah, it was like a youth group.
A youth group, and you are our teacher. So, nilikuwa na hiyo image a teacher, this tough guy, anawafundisha, and you know that age, that adolescent age. So mnafundishwa venye, this is what you're supposed to do, this is not what ufai kuchoma. Yeah,
so like you knew me from the perspective of a teacher, an instructor. Yeah, somebody who is firm, you know, giving you instructions. Do this, don't do this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how so me, I knew you are very tough guy.
Okay. That was her question, so I'm not going to comment anything about that.
My turn. What's your spouse most cherished possession? What's my most cherished possession?
My spouse's most cherished possession. Now, I don't know, can I classify a child like a possession?
Yeah.
So if I would classify that, then I think our firstborn, our baby, is my wife's most cherished possession.
Right, yeah.
Because wakati mwingine unajua attention naturally, unaweza feel attention saa ingine imeenda kwa mtoto sana. But it's natural basically because the demands of raising the baby. But I really like the way you are very close to her. You care for her and you treasure her more than material things and all that, because that's what really matters more. So I would say our baby is
that's true.
Is her most treasured possession. Yeah. As you're watching us, by the way, if you've not subscribed to the channel, remember, get down and hit the subscribe button because hey, we are real. This on these programs will be very real. Yeah. So swali kwako, do you think breaking up while dating makes love mature? Do you think breaking up while dating makes love mature? Hey. Nashukuru Mungu hilo swali limekuja kwako, sio kwangu.
While dating, I will say yes. Because, okay, see ati I'm advocating for breaking up, but I will say once people break up, wakirudiana, it gets more serious.
In dating, I don't know at what point can you say that these people have broken up, because most of the time in dating watu wanakosana,
breaking up
wanaachana kwa muda, bado tena wanarudiana, so it's like on and off. When do you know that these people have really broken up?
I think breaking up, I will say ni ile nge mmefika mwisho, like you call it off, you say this thing is done
officially, mnaambiana mazee, wacha hapa kwanza twende break time.
So I think when that happens, mkirudiana the next time,
that is if you because once you've broken up and it's clear, then this person is open to get into another relationship.
Okay. But if mnarudiana, I think it gets more serious.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will say yes.
Yeah, so because I believe there are lessons you will learn when you are separated now from each other. Maybe there are things you'll start appreciating more.
Yeah, things you are taking for granted.
Yeah, maybe something you're taking for granted.
Yes.
You begin appreciating it more.
Yes.
And it also maybe will give you an opportunity to work on yourself and become a better person, because you'll realize, I think there are some areas where I was also going wrong.
Yeah.
So you'll review your conduct. You'll change maybe your perspective. So the next time you're in a relationship with that person,
or maybe another,
or a different person,
you'll be more careful.
You'll be more careful the way you treat them, the way you handle them.
Yes.
Yeah. But once you get married, there is nothing like breaking up. Guys, once you get married, it's for better, for worse. It's permanent.
Till death.
Watu wenye wameandikwa kazi wanasemanga permanent and pensionable. So wewe ujue uko hapo umejicommit permanent and pensionable.
That's why I think someone needs to take time.
Yeah.
You need to be very sure of what you're getting into before ujingize. Once you're there is no way of turning back. You have to deal with that person for the rest of your life.
Yeah, there is, I think, a podcast we're going to do about preparation for marriage.
Yes,
and we are going to look at those questions and areas from a Christian perspective, of course, how we need to prepare ourselves adequately.
Yeah, for marriage.
For marriage. And what do you need to do when you are dating? Because most people are just wasting time. Having fun. So it's not just about having the fun. It's about preparing, so that you are better prepared for.
So you find someone, mtu ana spend a lot of time with someone, when finally they will not end up together in marriage. So someone has wasted 2 years, wasted money, wasted emotions, everything, attachments, and finally you end up nowhere.
That's true.
What song best describes your relationship? What song?
What song best describes
your relationship?
Our relationship. What song?
Not a new song. A
an
song,
existing song.
And inafaa ikuwe, it should be a song that it's well-known, popular song. Yeah. After you say yours, I'll also say mine.
Hey, hebu nisaidie hiyo swali.
No, the question is yours. You have to think of a song.
A song that best describes
your relationship.
Our relationship.
You're thinking so hard. Usifikirie sana.
relationship.
Like kama mimi I would say, tumeuona mkono wako Bwana. Umetutoa mbali.
Hata hapo naweza ongeza basi kwa hiyo line.
No.
Mbali tumetoka.
Yeah.
Na mahali tumefika. Ndiyo maana tunatambua kwamba wewe ni Eben.
No, you are overthinking.
Yeah. So hiyo ndio song yangu. Beneza, do marriages get better or worse with time?
I will say better because with time you understand each other. You know what the other person likes, what the other person's hate. So I will say with time you get better.
Okay.
From my experience, mkianza in marriage inakuanga na a lot of push and pulls because you're still learning each other. So with time unapata the kukosana and the disagreements zinakuwa less because sasa you know nikifanya hii itampiss off. Yes.
I want to agree. And I would also give a different perspective. The marriages can get better with time depending on how intentional both of you are about making it better.
Yes.
Because the passage of time does not necessarily mean
it could
the marriage will get better. It could actually get worse.
Yes.
So it comes down to the intentionality. As times move on, me being intentional, knowing you, and you being intentional, knowing me, making every day count.
And deciding to make it work.
Deciding to make it work.
Yes.
And adding value to each other every day.
Every day.
So the more time moves, if you are intentional, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. You know each other more. You learn to understand the likes, the dislikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is true. It can get better.
But it will also get worse.
But it can also get worse depending now on the attitude of
the two of you. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, if you have a contrary opinion,
just drop your comment.
Get into the comment section and give your opinion concerning
these are just issues, our opinion tu yetu. It's just our opinion.
It's our opinion.
What we think.
Actually, it's what individually, because this question
individually,
not even joint. It's individual responses. So
yes.
Get into the comment section and let us know what you think about any of these questions.
Yes.
Now, what is your spouse's favorite meal?
We had answered that before.
What is your spouse's favorite meal?
Rice and meat. Rice nyama.
Ako karibu. Almost.
It's your rice nyama.
Rice and beef.
Vegetable rice and beef.
Very close. Vegetable rice and beef is really works well. But rice and chicken for me, like
Uluya.
Like Makenjo. Makenjo also likes rice and chicken. I also like rice and chicken.
Makenjo.
Rice and chicken.
Whose question is it?
Oh, it's your question. So if you're inviting me and you do rice and chicken, no,
that's good.
That's it.
If you could change one thing about your wedding day, what would it be?
If I could change
one thing
about my wedding day.
Yes.
First of all, we got married in 2019, July 13th.
Yes.
So, by the way, in 2 or 3 weeks' time, it's going to be our 5th.
Yeah, we are getting old.
Yeah, 5 years in marriage now. So I remember that day, when I woke up, blah, 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 preparing everything, moving along. So if there's one thing I would like to change is the program, the church service program. I felt the speeches were so many and they were so long.
What wakachoka?
What wakachoka kiasi? Because I understand, when people come, everybody wants to say something about you. How they know you, especially the parents are there, the relatives are there. I know there are even people who wanted to talk, but they didn't have an opportunity to talk. But I felt the speeches were too long. We had to really rush. When we went to the reception, the time was so much spent. We got late to get to the photo shoot.
Yeah, we went to the photo shoot. It was already dark.
It was dark, you know, and thank God the cameras were working well and the lighting and everything.
Yes.
But yeah, that the speeches were a little bit too long in the church service. So I would prefer giving the preacher enough time in the church service and then squeezing the speeches a little bit. Then maybe some people can talk in the reception as people are eating.
Yes.
Yeah, but all our people talked in the church service. Time really moved on.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I throw the question to you. What would you have wanted?
One thing I will want to change.
Yes.
The dresses.
The ladies. Huh?
Yeah. Because what I had in mind, the dress I chose, the nilitoa picha online.
Okay.
And what I gave to the tailor and what akashona. Okay, it wasn't the very thing I wanted.
Okay.
So I didn't like the dresses completely.
Okay, yeah. So maybe
so if there is one thing I will choose, maybe I will go for a more professional tailor. Yes. And then I will follow up. Nilikuwa delegate sana. I will follow up on the dresses by myself.
Okay.
So maybe by ningepata something better.
And then I also saw something to do with the timing of how the clothes have been meant. Zilichelewa.
The night to the wedding, we were still running up with the tailor. Some clothes were not fitting, zingine zimeshonwa ndogo, zinafaa zirekebishwe, zingine zika end up zijarekebishwa poa, zikabidi zimevaliwa hivyo. So if there is one thing I will change that.
Yeah. So mambo ya manguo inakuwa tricky if you can organize yourself early in advance.
And they can really mess you, especially the lady. Ukiona bridesmaids wako hawakai venye ulikuwa umepicture in your mind, it can really mess you up.
I think we'll have another session to give people some tips. Those who are organizing their weddings. From our experience of the whole process, what they can do to maybe make the process a little bit better.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's our last question.
Now, this is the last question and it is for her. One thing you are sure you will never understand with your partner even after 1,000 years. Yani kuna kitu gani tu yani unaona hii hata nikaenda huyu jamaa miaka 1,000 ni kama sitaielewa hii kitu.
I will say how you manage to work na unalala late and still by 5 you are up na umeanza kuomba. Or maybe ni mimi napenda kulala. Maybe ni mimi napenda kulala. But that's one thing maybe I will not understand.
I don't understand how. Let me help you understand. Now that we have this opportunity. You know, I've learned something from my own dad. There's something I learned from my dad. And what I learned from my dad is something called routine. And he's very good with routine. And I observed him follow a routine.
Yes. And
when you tune your body and your mind to follow a certain routine, what I would say is look for a routine that you believe works for you. What do you really want your day to look like? So for example, when I'm starting my day, I want to start with a time of devotion, to read the word of God, pray, and reflect. I also have a small journal somewhere where I write down some of my thoughts just before the day starts. Maybe what I want to do during the day. I plan out maybe some few activities for the day. Maybe some people I want to talk to during the day, so that when I start my day, I'm just a little bit more organized. So when you set a routine for yourself, it's something you stick to, and you just make minor adjustments to it. So you have to find out what is the most important thing for you in life. You know, you want to take care of your life spiritually. You want to also have time for your family. You also want to have time for the church, for the ministry, and for yourself. So once you set a routine, stick to it. And maybe somebody else will wonder how you're able to cope with it. But because it's a routine you have set in your mind, and you make it something you do every day, so it becomes easy for you to stick to it, and you become more productive.
Maybe on your side, the same question.
Oh, the same question. Like, one thing I'm sure I will never understand about you. Mimi na feel kuna vitu mingi tayari nimeshaanza kuelewa pole pole. I think I just need
everything. You can't understand everything. There is just that one thing. Like you understand everything, you're sure?
I don't understand everything. Now, I would say something to do with your personality.
Mm-hmm.
I usually find you to be more reserved, introverted in a way. Yeah, so sometimes I may not understand your perspective about some issues, and getting you to express yourself inakuwa ngumu. Unajua wanasema mkioana haifai muongeleshane kwa simu, but my wife has this habit of expressing herself on the phone. Yeah, so utapata kuna issue mahali na kuna storybook utatumiwa kwa message, pages. Unajua message inaanga page 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, so yeah, that's it's something about
but I
your
think
personality.
that has to do with personality too. Yeah.
Okay, naona tumemaliza maswali. So
yes guys, unless there is something else you want us to cover, you can just drop a comment. Maybe we can cover it in another video.
We'll have Q&A sessions, so
yes,
yeah, feel free
so you can just drop your questions. We can have another session to answer all your questions.
Yes.
Ask about anything spiritual, relationship issues, church issues. Yes.
Yeah, so I hope that you've got something from this session today. And as usual, we are going to continue highlighting such issues of marriage and Gen Z, penye mko, tunawapenda sana. Na these sessions are for you because, you know, it's an exciting time to get into marriage where we are. Those of you Gen Z ni wale wazaliwa na masimu, wazaliwa na internet. Yeah, so it's an exciting time to experience marriage as young parents in this generation. Yeah. So have an awesome time. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel if you've never subscribed.
Yes.
For more exciting content, click the notification bell.
Yes.
And God bless you.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
We love you.
We are rooted.